Hey guys, welcome to Sportitude Running. My name is Josh and we're going to be doing a shoe review today. Extremely exciting. I was lucky enough to test this shoe around 6 months ago, or just about 6 months ago before it came to market here in Australia. And I'm talking about the shoe right in front of me here, Saucony Triumph 20. It's been a bit of a favourite there at Sportitude and a number of other running stores across the globe as a go-to daily trainer for those seeking plenty of cushioning for their long runs out in the road. Are a stable neutral in regards to its overall support system. So this shoe here is targeting that runner that doesn't have any tendency to really favour that medial side of their gait cycle, and if anything, maybe a mild supinator. So it is dialed in for that neutral to stable neutral foot type. And if you don't know who that is, or if it is you, click this link just here above my head and we'll take you through to a video we've done previously in identifying foot types out there. But as I touched on, very cushioned daily trainer. There's a lot of exciting things about this shoe, which I'm excited to get to in today's review. And as you can see over here on its own, we have a ladies Saucony Triumph 19. So today's review will go over all the key aspects, the outsole, the midsole, the upper, compare it to where it was last year, give you all the information that you need at home to, who knows, maybe make this your next daily trainer shoe purchase. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. Okay, let's dial in. As I touched on, it's a daily trainer, so it is your easy day shoe, your time spent out in the road where you go out, switch off, listen to your podcast, and you're just turning your legs over nice and easily at a nice cruisy heart rate level. It is a shoe that's very comfortable, that's not an overly complicated shoe with regards to its performance. It's lighter than what it was previously, however, it is a shoe that's got plenty of support and protection underneath the body. So where this is going to fit into your rotation is it's going to be your daily trainer. Now, you're not saying you can't do a progressive run or a tempo run in it, because you can. It's got a really nice, light and snappy feel. However, this has really been targeted for your miles out on the road. Okay, let's jump into the fun part of this review. Let's start talking about the engineering. And I'm going to just reverse it a little bit. And I'm going to start with the upper first. So let's get chatting all things upper. Now, when you've got a performance shoe, obviously it's designed to spend plenty of kilometres out on the road. So that usually means there's going to be a bit of swelling and additional sort of reliance on ventilation with regards to your running shoe. So looking at the Triumph, you can see through the front half, we have the engineer mesh. So it's a really nice executed upper. So you get plenty of ventilation through the toe box region and also the tongue area as well. So you want to get as much airflow into this shoe as you possibly can. However, not sacrificing too much with regards to support. The other great thing or great feature of this shoe in comparison to where it was last year is the additional attention they have put in with regards to locking that navicular, that arch down. So with last year's model, we had on the instep through here, we had a good gusseted construction. So the medial and lateral side of that tongue did come down to the midsole and give you a really good secure fit. If anything, the tongue itself was the same thickness. However, what Saucony have addressed is they've addressed this little eyelet up the top through here. So you get the same conformed fit on the medial as you do the lateral side. It's just a different way of executing that outcome. Coming back to the heel counter of this shoe, being a mileage shoe, you would expect it to have plenty of support at the back half for those heel strikers that come down. So your heel counter is secured with a really good construction around the internal features of this shoe. Same thing goes last year. There wasn't a real difference with regards to the execution from this to last. So a good solid heel counter was on play as well. The only real change is the execution of the foam on the inside of the heel collar. I feel they've really addressed the overall comfort of this shoe and improved the fit around the heel as well, and have a different material at the back through here to ensure that we don't get any unnecessary heel lift through the exit of your gait cycle. Now we're going to jump down to the bottom. We're going to talk all things outsole. So the role of the outsole is quite simple. It's there to protect the midsole, to make sure it can hold up with regards to longevity and obviously give you a little bit of grip on the terrain this is designed for. So again, being a mileage shoe, it's designed for bitumen and pavement running, so it's going to be a fair bit of friction on play. So when you talk about the outsole, you want to make sure you've got as much coverage as you can possibly get. So first things first, the XT900 outsole, which is a blown rubber configuration that Saucony have used now for a while, a number of years, and they also use it across the majority of their high performance running shoes. So a little bit's changed with regards to the 19 to the 20. So the first things you can probably pick up on is there's less outsole on offer with regards to the 20s. Now what that's going to do is it's going to reduce a little bit of the weight of the shoe, which is in some cases a good thing, not always an absolute necessity when you're talking about high-end sort of max cushion mileage shoes, because you're not buying them because they're light, but a little bit of weight reduction in areas you can sacrifice is a-okay. And that's exactly what's on offer through here. So good surface area coverage. It's still got a little bit of that decoupled line, which was on offer here in the 19 as well as the 20. It's not quite as deep, a little bit shallower and more dialed in towards the back of the shoe itself. So again, where they have probably not sacrificed regards to that weight reduction, they've reduced the amount of total surface area and coverage. And a bit like some of their performance shoes, and I'm talking the Endorphin Speed, you can see there's a bit of a trend right through here with regards to getting that vertical line right through the front half of the forefoot. What that does is it creates and encourages that little bit of a roll through your toe off, almost that rocker sole or that speed roll, which they call it out in the Endorphin Speeds. However, we just get that really nice smooth exit out of the gait cycle, and that's executed here with the flex screws running the vertical line throughout the shoe. All right, let's jump into the fun part of this review, and we're going to talk all things midsole, because that is where most of the discussion points are with this shoe, because there's quite the change with regards to where this 20 sits. Let's talk about the foam itself. Now, Saucony are using their Power Run Plus technology. Now, that is a TPU-based midsole. Pretty similar fit and feel to what they have rolled out in their Endorphin Speed and their Endorphin Pro. However, that is the Power Run PB, that polyurethane-based midsole. But quite a different in regards to its overall performance. TPU-based midsole means it's going to be a wee bit more resilient, and it's going to last a fraction longer. The other big discussion point with this shoe is the stack height. Now, for the best part of 10 years, Saucony have stuck to their guns, believed in their engineering philosophy, and have not made any of their running shoes over an 8mm heel-to-toe drop. This year, the Triumph 20 has bucked that rule. They've gone to a 10mm heel-to-toe offset. We have 37 millimeters in the heel, 27 in the forefoot for that variance of 10 millimeters. To give you some context, last year's Triumph 19 was a 32 heel and a 24 mil forefoot for that variance of 8 mils. So why have they done such a drastic thing and changed what they have believed in for the best part of a decade? Well, we believe, and I think Saucony have done the same thing here, is to have a progressive midsole technology like your Power Run Plus. You need to make sure that the offset and the stack height is complementing what it does with regards to its overall performance and cushioning and energy return. I believe if this shoe was on an 8mm heel-to-toe drop, it would not be as sustainable and it would not perform as well as it does now being on that 10mm heel-to-toe drop. Because your entry point of this shoe, be it for a heel striker, is you're going to get a bit more compression on that lateral side. So therefore, it's going to compress around about the same amount as you would get out of last season's models, be it the 19 or the 18, being a softer feel underneath the foot. So it's important to note that while the actual static measurement of this shoe is 10mm higher, the overall performance may be pretty similar to where it was last year. So I don't think brands really do like to recreate the wheel too much, but just know that the performance of this midsole is just as good, if not better, in my opinion, in the Triumph 20 in comparison to where it was in last year's Triumph 19. The other thing to note, which we touched on in the intro, it is a neutral shoe. So on the medial side of this shoe, there's no guidance or progressive support established there. It is the same density on this side as it is on the lateral side, which again is going to complement and be perfect fit and feel performance for that neutral to mildly supinated runner out there. And myself being a mild over pronator, I have had great success and I've loved running in this shoe. Okay guys, in summarizing, the Triumph 20 is, in my opinion, one of the updates so far of 2022. So we are in August now, and obviously it's taken a long time for us to make that call. But the reason I've made that call is because I had a pair, let me reach down here, around about 6 to 7 months ago. So Saucony were kind enough to send me one of the prototypes of this shoe, and it was the pre-production prototype. So what we see here is exactly what we got delivered to us with the Triumph 20s. And what I found with this shoe from the get-go is the performance was A+. Sometimes with mileage shoes, you have to break them in a little bit. You have to take them for a bit of a run. You've got to try and figure out its characteristics and does it complement you as a runner. I did not have any issues whatsoever with this shoe. So let's just go over me for a second. I'm a midfoot runner and I'm a mild overpronator. So I found the support in this shoe to be just fine. It supported me in the right areas, hugged me in the right spots. I am the same size in this shoe as I was in last year's Triumph 19s, and that was a straight 9 US and a D width. And the reason I've called this one of the best updates of the year, because where it's come from with regards to the 19, it's a marginally lighter, it's got a better performing midsole, it's a more versatile shoe now. So yes, it's a mileage shoe, it's designed to spend plenty of kilometers out in the road, but I could easily use this shoe for a progressive run or even a session if I wanted to, if I was feeling a bit sore and ginger and I wanted to just get a little bit more cushioning and support out of my shoe when I hit the ground out there at a little bit more velocity and higher pace. But the Triumph 19's journey over the last couple of seasons has been very well noted. The 18 to the 19 and now the 20, this brand and this franchise is on the right track. They're really making some great shoes out there. And the other added benefit is it's available on widths. I say it all the time with my shoe reviews. When brands commit to making a width for you, the runners out there, that means they care, they believe in their engineering, and they want to make that shoe more accessible for you, the running market. So D width and 2E in the men's and a B and a D width in the ladies. Just complements exactly what this shoe is all about. So, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls out there, if you've got any questions with regards to this, the Triumph 20, let us know in the comments section below. If you're questioning whether you have come from a different shoe and this should be one you consider, let us know in the comment section below. And to give you some context, if you have had Brooks Glycerins, Nimbus 24s, even the Nike Vomeros, there are a few shoes that you can throw into the same category and conversation as your Triumph 20s. There's some comparisons for you. But guys, until next time, thank you so much for watching, tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, stay notified, and we'll keep pumping out these shoe reviews for you, the running community all over the world. And until next time, stay safe, be kind to one another. Happy training, and we'll see you out on the road. Take care.